Hey everybody, welcome back to another video, the T on NPD and relationships. Hello everyone. As y'all can see, I am outside. Yes indeed, I'm out here. I'm in Georgia. Y'all, we outside. Okay, so I wanted to get this video out today. I want to talk about a few things, but listen to all of my new subscribers and new family members. I want to say hello, hi, welcome into my tribe and family at large. Listen, y'all, welcome back. Thank you all so much for coming back and watching another video. Family, you know I'm always plugging our live stream. I love to go live in the week. Please make sure if you're on our YouTube and Facebook platforms that you have your notification bells on so you know when we're gonna go live. Y'all, always I'm asking y'all, hit that like button for your girl though. Hit that like button, okay? I want y'all to hit that like button. Y'all know the goal of the day is 2.1K plus on the likes. If you rocks with your girl, y'all what? Hit that like button. Hit that. I need y'all to hit that like button for your girl, all right? And also, too, I want to make sure that I talk about Seduced by Satan. Y'all, it is pinned in the link. The link is pinned in the description below this video. I need y'all to pick up your copy today. Yes, it is Seduced by Satan. It is pinned in the description below. This is your next read. This is your next book club read. Make sure you pick up a copy for you and somebody else, all right? They will thank you later, all right? All right, y'all. Listen, so let's jump into the topic of this video. I want to talk about the fact that when you leave, okay, narcissists do not function in your absence, okay? They don't. So what happens is whenever a discard happens, and when I say they don't function in your absence, what they do is they just move on to the next dysfunctional relationship, okay? Narcissists are dysfunctional individuals, and so the way that they live their lives are they live it in a very dysfunctional way. They don't take the time to grieve your relationship and to grieve the loss of your relationship. That's too much like functionality. That is what normal people do. Dysfunctional people, okay, they don't grieve the relationship. They don't do any of that. They just move on to the next situation. Or a lot of times, if you've done the discard and it was a surprise discard, then the narcissist is not even, they don't even really have a cemented secondary supply. Their supply is usually that family. So once you leave, the narcissist doesn't function after you leave. What they're doing is they are really on, when we call it like, we want to call it supply life support. Yeah, that's what they're on. Because what happens is when the discard happens and the narcissist is not planning for that discard, then you actually, you cause a gap in the supply. Okay, because I told you all before, you are the centerpiece of that supply. And the reason I want y'all to understand this is y'all think that the narcissist is having such a wonderful time with that new supply. You think that they're out there doing all of these different things. You know, they're having a great time with this new supply. Narcissists don't function that way. And they're not functioning once you leave them, once you get out of the picture and you say, I'm done with this situation. A narcissist is not, they're not functional to the degree of now they're going to sit back and look at what they've done and they're going to make an assessment of how they could have worked this situation better. No, a narcissist is not going to do that. They are going to take their dysfunctional behinds right on over there. And a lot of times y'all have seen this happen whenever you have initiated that discard. They are not going to function. They are going to go and they're going to lash out and they're going to on their family, whatever person is closest to them. Sometimes it's the children. Okay, the children have to bear the brunt of what that discard has caused. And it's so sad because the children a lot of times don't even know what's happening. They're like, you know, they just caught in the middle. But what you have to understand about them is that when you leave a gaping hole in that supply, narcissists are not functional enough to see, for you to see all of this stuff that they're doing with the new supply. All of that is dysfunctional. I'm telling you, it's all dysfunctional. If they do happen to have a new supply, which most of the time they will be able to latch on to something or someone else, once the discard happens, but it's not a normal, natural situation. It is not a functional situation, because narcissists, what they do is they function in dysfunction. That's it. That's it. So if you're wondering, oh, well, are they going to have this time to actually, y'all see the kids in the back, right? I'm with my family, right? So if y'all are wondering if they had this time to sit back and grieve you and all of this, no, what they're doing is at this point, now that they're out of the situation, they're in that dysfunction and they're going to stay there. But at this point, what they're doing is they're trying to figure out how they're going to incorporate their already dysfunctional relationship and bring that back to you and make you accept it again. See, that's where you got to let it go right there. Because here's the thing. They don't plan on being gone away from you forever. Because if you are what we call grade A supply, if you are grade A supply, a narcissist is not trying to leave you forever. They're just going to take a break. They're just going to go and have a whatever they're going to do. And if you've discarded them, you don't really care what they're doing, because at that point you are over it. You're tired of it. You're sick of it. All of this other stuff. So in their dysfunction, they're not functioning after you're gone. What they're doing is they're trying to manipulate the system to see how is it that they can actually get you back, and not just get you back, but make you stay this time through the dysfunction. Because what they know is whatever it is that caused you to discard them or cause the break, they can't let that happen again. And if they do, how is it that they can pull you back in or suck you back into that dysfunctional cycle, right? And make you believe that it was your fault, or make you believe that it was just a misunderstanding, that everything will be okay when you go back. Baby, I'm here to tell you that it's not. I'm here to tell you that if you go back, and if you allow them to suck you back in, because their dysfunctional behinds don't know how to deal with relationships. They don't know how to deal with loss. They don't grieve their relationships. No. What they do is they are angry and they're upset because how did you figure out that you were being manipulated in that way? That's what they want to know. How did you figure that out? So all of this about the new supply, and they're doing this and they're doing that, baby, can't nobody leave a supply like you. They are not able to leave a supply like you and to go over to another supply and they're gonna function in that. No, that's gonna be dysfunction. That's gonna be the order of the day. The functionality is gonna be very dysfunctional. So when we talk about something functioning effectively, we're talking about healthy, happy, or healthy relationships. No, that's no. It's never that with a narcissist. It's never that. So when you get to that place where you're thinking about, wait a minute, did I make the right decision? Did, when I thought I felt this way, and I thought they did this, or I thought they did that. No, don't ever doubt yourself when it comes to abuse. Okay, because that's what the narcissist is banking on. The reason that you made them an ex, or the reason you got them up out of your life, is they did what they did. And so you had to do what you had to do. But a narcissist is not functioning without you. They're not functioning because guess what? You were the one that made everything work. Okay, they were never functional beings in the relationship. It was always dysfunction when it came to them. They were never functional. They were always dysfunctional. So the functionality only came from you. So how is it that they're going to get over there to this next person, and now they supposed to be so wonderful? Oh, they supposed to be this perfect person. So they supposed to be this wonderful dad. They supposed to be this wonderful husband, this wonderful boyfriend, or this wonderful girlfriend, or wonderful wife. No, baby. It don't work like that. It does not work like that. So I want y'all to understand that what you see after the fact, okay, after you have allowed them to go, or they have discarded you, and you say, you know what, I'm gonna let you have that, because at the end of the day, I'm not trying to fight you on it anymore because I've done all that I could do in this situation. I'm not going to fight you on it. I'm not going to try to contest this discard. I'm going to let you go. When you do that, that's the best thing that you can ever do for you. You know why? Because the narcissist is never going to be in a relationship with anyone where they're going to function in the capacity where they're supposed to do certain things and be normal and regular and natural. No, it's always going to be complete chaos and dysfunction with them. So if you think that you're seeing all of this stuff happening after you're gone, that the narcissist has changed, they ain't changed. They still dysfunctional. They are. They don't function once you're gone. They are dysfunctional individuals. And guess what? That next person that they're with is going to receive the same exact thing that you did. And probably worse, because you were the one that actually got away, especially if you discarded the narcissist. So I want y'all to remember that, okay? So I will see you all, family, on the next video. And I will see you all healed and whole at the top. Shalom, family. Love you all. Shalom. Peace.